Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. It's not. This is... Okay, this is a delight. I love this. I love this so much. And please, can someone who is not from England tell me, is this what people think the English people act like? Is this like... I'm delighted. This is fantastic. I'm really enjoying myself right now. Is that true? No idea. To begin with, I managed to solve the issue of the scrolling noises and the text noises. I added them in myself in the editing, and I don't know how much of a good job I did. So if it sounds like Professor Layton, or if it sounds like Phoenix Wright when you hear objection in the past 3 episodes, that's because it was. I couldn't find the soundbite for him. So to date, I have never heard him say objection. I think that's a good place to start.
Objection!
Oh, it is everything I wanted. I am so happy. If anyone else is playing this through a capture card, just to let you know, if you can't hear any of the scrolling sound effects, that's because you have to change the sound profile on your actual Nintendo Switch instead of surround to stereo, and that should solve the problem for you. Good morning, this is Calamity Calling, and today we are going to face the mysterious English lady in Ace Attorney Chronicles. Before I jump in, and I will jump in, because I saved right before we met the crazy lady. I shouldn't presume she is crazy, although I have seen some things about her hat. Before we meet the mysterious lady, I would just like to say thank you to these 2 people, and I will put them... wrong side. I'll put them over here somewhere for helping me with the pronunciation. Ryunosuke is how you say it, according to Google Translate. I did take the advice, and also just because it made me giggle and I want to share things that make me happy with you. I got... look at the subscriber number, that did make me giggle. Because joy. Let's go! Oh, continue! Yes! Oh my god, I'm so happy the sounds are there. They just add so much to the game. It's there, I'm so happy. Excellent work, Ryunosuke. I nearly cocked it up immediately. That was superb. Ugh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, arms on your... oh, hang on. Stains on your shirt, Mums. That joke would have been way better if I hadn't said it wrong. And you were grinding your teeth. It was a grim sight. Before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistency in testimonies. It's almost like I played every other iteration of this game almost and know how to do this. I might think you have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Forget it, it's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, looks like we've exposed your Phantom Lady at last. Ooh, my Phantom Lady, with her fluffy hat. It's just because I've made the thumbnail by accident for the next one, so I know what she looks like, ish. But that's all, I haven't looked at anything else. That one just tastes like bubblegum. I really enjoy drinks that taste like colours. I know that's a bit of a weird one, but... Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain, is she? Let me just make myself a tiny bit smaller. That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Oh gosh, no one ever listens to me. I'm such an can't even pronounce the bloody word I'm trying to say. Never mind, moving on from that word. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman? Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. I finally remembered his voice. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was too busy being freaked out that I found a Glock under the bloody chair. I was just on my way out of the restaurant then, on the floor next to Miss Dr. Wilson's table. I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor, and just after I bent down to pick it up... Bang! Oh, sound effects. I love sound effects. I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me, looking white as a sheet, and he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Fast thinking by the detective, he apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside of the dining area. Ah, there you are. Well done, both of you. Hello, man with firm cheekbones. Professor Mikatoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. No. Why would I do that? Hang on. Okay, today's lighting is not a good one. Just saying that now. Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why... Pom-pom. I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, so far is important. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway. What? What are you saying, Kazuma?
So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
Kazuma!
Well then, looks like it all comes down to you then,
Don't look at me like that! I know I say I know what I'm doing, but I really don't know what I'm doing. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me with expectations in your eyes. To me?
Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what it really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case.
Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visited professor at UMA, and it was I who invited him.
Oh, I see. I don't. Someone want to explain the link to me?
I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool in their disposal to quash this case. I love that word. But I've no doubt you'd better put up a good fight right to the last. Best of luck. Cheerio. Hip hip. Bye bye. Thank you. Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Oh, this is going to be the magic tool that saves us when we think all hope is lost. Of course. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. She's very elegant. Defendant Naruhodo. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow.
And yes, someone did comment about the fact that it didn't weird me out at all that he had a sword, because in my head, that's decorative. There may be a real blade in there, but as far as I'm concerned, there isn't. Before those old fossils know what hit them. That might be dementia. Kazuma? What? Thank you, really. What for? Oh! Well, if you hadn't said you believed me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer, and as a friend. Coming from you? That means a lot. And now we know it is the power of his aura that makes the wiggly thing. If I'm found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. So this isn't just my battle anymore. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. Bonus points for people in the comments who can tell me or count how many times he ends up in some kind of suggestive position with his sword. Because I counted like 7 across the last 3 videos. Actually, probably more thinking back on it. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. With an extra large portion, of course. Ha 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 ha. Where does he fit an extra large portion? He's a very slim man. Oh boy, I have missed out on those sounds. Yeah, actually, I found the right sound effect. I'll place my phone. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Prosecutor Euchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. I forgot how much I disliked him. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Sorry. Not sorry. Let the government scrutinize, that's their job. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we've forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation's founders? Again, terribly sorry. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then a treaty is not worth the paper it is written on. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. I will get more fluid at saying his name when I practice it. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's... Yes! Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Shut up, you jumped up rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. Oh, that was smooth. Barely even brushed his glasses. By aligning ourselves in this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. I think a good moisturizer will probably help secure yours. I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. Probably should not admit that in a court. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Look at me using my big words. Well said, Ryunosuke. Despite the wide-eyed look of terror. You little brats! Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. You can bet your ass I'm giving her the bougiest English accent I can feasibly create. Yes. Smack. Your Excellency! I have no idea what his accent is, honestly. I want him to... Oh boy, that hat is everything I had hoped. And her bustle. Oh boy, I want to wear that outfit. Well, what a delight to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan. Kiss ass. And from such a distant land. Tea! Someone bring English tea! In English, no discussion to take place without tea. That's not how it works. Is that true? No idea. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. No, not you, dude. We know you. We know you. Move across. You're in the way of her bustle. Yes, yes, we all know about you already. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. It's not. This is... Okay, this is a delight. I love this. I love this so much. And please, can someone who is not from England tell me, is this what people think the English people act like? Is this like... I'm delighted. This is fantastic. I'm really enjoying myself right now. Is that true? No idea. More importantly, a little earlier today you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing... Oh boy! Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. Oh, there we go. There it is again. Like, come on. Come on, that's no accent, surely. This has got to be a thing. And there was one line. I'll try and find it. There was one line that he said that I was like, wait, that's just a straight up dick joke, isn't it? And I was like, what that? Yeah. Sorry, Yunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty. So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Is that what English looks like? Anyone know English? I know English, I just don't know the rest of the language of this. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? Oh, apparently everyone can speak English but me. Don't make me talk through him. I want to do an English accent. The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in Yume University's medical facility. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. Excuse me, what? I just need to Google what the word dulcet tones mean. Okay, I just had to check on what that means. I'll put the description somewhere. This is very much a stereotype. There are many, many, many different accents in England, and I would say quite a lot of them are not dulcet, which there's a whole history with accents in England. If you're up for a very long read that broadly broaches the subject of classism within England, have a look at accents and perceptions of them. It's slightly off topic, but if you are interested, have a look at BBC English. It has a specific word, but people who present on the BBC have, especially in the past, have very specific accents, and there's a reason for that. Well, supposedly there's a reason for that. Have a look at it. It's a long story. I went on a segue here. Let's get back on topic. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song. You slimy sod. As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. How can he tell? What English does he know? Yes, I agree. Ah, you obviously do find in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying it. Okay, are you serious? He knows how to speak English. She's just being a bit... What's happening here? The court thanks the beautiful lady for... Is he as bad as the other? The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? Please let me do her voice. It's like the one voice in this whole thing I'm certain I'll actually be good at. That looks like a doctor's handwriting. It really does. She says, yes. If you're up for, again, interesting read, since I'm going on segues during this episode, have a look at how many people die from taking the wrong medications because the people who work at pharmacies can't read the doctor's handwriting. It's a startling number. This could take some time. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese? Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, she clearly has a lot to say on that subject. She'd like to apologise for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. This dude's gonna break his neck in a minute. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at this crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? This is gonna take a long time. Apparently it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment when the accused, standing right here in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. I went from finding her interesting to very much. I'm not having this. I did not do that. Oh my god, that dress. Oh, I love it. I love it. Order in the court. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? We have an absolutely concisive witness Do we? I press my right for a cross-examination. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. It's her. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. How is she a research assistant in Japan if she can't speak any of the language? Like, I understand not knowing complex scientific terms, but you need to know the basics of the language to even get by, surely. Is that just... I love the sound effects. Before that, let me just check my court record, see if anything's been added to it. People. British exchange student. Okay, that's it. Oh, we're almost the same age. I definitely do not look like that. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. Ah, I'm confused. I want to do her voice, but I'm going to have to do his voice because he said the professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. Me, 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 me. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right. Ha! That's interesting. No one, as insofar yet, have disclosed where the gun comes from. It was scary. Me, 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 me. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Okay, that is hearsay. Where's my proof? I will not accept it as a testimony point. It is a conjecture rather than a fact. Only facts in my courtroom. It's my courtroom now. It's mine. This is a condemning... No, I didn't have any kind of argument with the professor. Oh, that's what his voice sounds like. Quiet, you filthy wretch. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard. Look at the snow-white angel. I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. Facts, dude, facts. Ugh. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. There's a lesson you need to learn. Ugh, but he's so annoying. Oh, of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before, and reported it back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. Dude, that's not how this works. The testimonies of the last two witnesses were completely worthless. However, well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. Well, I doubt she has many of them spare. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person and where she could get... Yes! There are multiple places on her person she could conceal a bloody firearm. I love it when they say what I'm thinking. Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon could be shown, this is moot. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. You're a woman! We would love pockets, actually. Please do make women's clothes with more pockets. But the point is, women have evolved to not need pockets. We have amazing grip strength. I can hold, like, keys, a drink, a book, a phone, a bag, and another thing, all in one hand. I don't need pockets. Also, you know, down your shirt, there's garters, I'm sure, in the bustle. Don't need pockets. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. Ugh, that's ridiculous. If only allowed out... No, sir. No, that is discourteous. If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that is what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Oh, she smirked, she smirked. I knew it. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Do. And on that note, with the preface of our next cross-examination, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you have a very lovely day, and most importantly of all, you do you.